One of the controversies and conspiracy to new entries is assessing the performance and also the profitability between broilers and layers. So today I'm here to unravel all the secrets behind these two species of birds. Apparently, you should watch the video to the end, okay, so that you can absorb and understand every concept that is being hidden between these two species of birds. So let's get into it. So what is broilers? What is layers? We have two types of birds. One attains its maximum potentials within the shortest period of time, and you can receive fast returns should everything be put into place. The other one also takes a period of time, but then your returns will be much more steadier than the first one. Which one are you going to choose? That is why I'm here today, to unravel the difference between broilers and layers. Now, what are broilers? Broilers are species of birds in poultry that are purposely raised for their meat. Okay, they are being raised for meat. However, that does not mean that broilers do not lay eggs. I encountered a lot of people that are saying broilers do not lay eggs. They lay eggs, but then it is not economical to raise broilers for eggs. And what are layers? Layers are species of birds in poultry that are purposely raised for their eggs. So one is raised for meat, the other one is raised for eggs. Now, the emphasis is on the purpose. With broilers, you can attain your targeted weight within 8 weeks, which is approximately 2 months. With layers, you need a span of at least 4 months before you can start receiving your eggs. So while broiler production is very short, layer production is at the longer run. Someone will be like, since production is very short, let me just venture into this. But let me explain to you the pros and cons of these two ventures. Let's talk about the capital investment. So broilers, because the birds are short-lived on your farm, you need a relatively lower fee to raise broilers. Okay, but with layers, since you are going to raise the birds to at least 4 to 5 months, relatively, you need a higher amount of money to raise them. So that is the difference in terms of capital investment. However, you can choose to invest so much in broilers, whereby the capital will also be large, depending on the capacity that we want to raise. With layers, you need a steady budget to raise your birds, so your capital has to be there. Okay, it has to be there until the time that the birds start laying, whereby their eggs are able to buy their feed. That is when you cease to pump money inside the venture. With management, broilers and layers, they are not far from each other. Broilers, because they've been short-lived, you don't need too much technical skills to raise broilers, because within 8 weeks you are going to slaughter them. So what you have to do is that you have to be very conversant with your medication and vaccination schedules. At least you need 4 vaccination schedules for your broilers before maturity, where you can sell them. But with layers, you need series of medication and vaccination schedules up to at least 4 months before you start seeing your eggs. And even when they start laying, there's still a need to maintain their production and also to prevent other impeding disease. Layers, you need series of vaccination schedules, you need training, and also you need commitment and dedication throughout the period of laying, even at the time that you receive your birds. Okay, so it needs some dedication and time as compared to broiler. So that is the difference in terms of management. Let's talk about the profits, which you are all waiting for. Broilers give you a faster return, layers give you a slower but a steady return. Both are profitable. It depends on how you, the individual, is going to manage your farm. If you have broilers at your farm and you have consistent customers, you can supply to them, and you can still have batches of birds that precede each other. Okay, you will not run short at the farm. So always you have the advantage of supplying to customers. You can target festives, restaurants, schools, and any other individuals that are interested in your product. But before you want to start a broiler production, you have to identify your targeted people that you want to sell. Then you come into agreement with them. Sometimes they might disappoint you, but then you have to up your game so that your best can be sold at the point of maturity. Because if you delay just a day after the point of maturity, it's going to cost you a lot because of how expensive the feed is. With layers, it gives you a steady income. However, it takes a period of time. So you start having positive profits at your 6th or 7th month onwards. When you start earning profits at the long run, it's far better than broilers. Okay? Because if your management is good, your vaccination schedules are good, you control disease very well, you are being able to sell your eggs, have a steady income, which is even far better than what broilers give others. In fact, if you are raising 500 broilers and if you compare it to 500 layers, you are going to get more profit on layers as compared to the broiler. That is the fact. So these are the two differences that exist between their profit margin. So the choice is yours. Stand firm on your decision. Don't let someone influence what you have to do, but then you can be guided. If this video have been very informative to you, kindly give me a follow, subscribe, and hit the notification button.